Alright, EA, we need to have a talk. Yo, what's going on guys? Nasher here, back with another video, and as you can see, this is a little bit different than my normal style of videos. This week, I went to Twitter to convey all of my thoughts about EASHL and the current state that it's in. I've collected feedback from the community, I've collected my own thoughts, and I want to put this into one simple video for you guys. In this video, I'm going to be bringing up 4 points to EA. The first one being the current state of EASHL and how the system is currently built. The second point will be what I think is currently wrong with EASHL. And then in number 3, we'll be diving in piece by piece and explaining how I think they can fix those things. And finally, we'll end the video with what I think the potential outcomes and results of making those fixes could be. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive on in. Hopping into the first part, the current state of EASHL. The first thing you do when you hop into EASHL is you need to make a club. Then you need to invite friends to the club. Then you need those friends to be online. Then you can finally play a game. There's currently 2 different types of games. 6s, which contains 6 user-controlled players, and 3s, which contains 4 user-controlled players. Now EA does give you the ability to play with AI, so say you only have 2 friends online and you guys want to play, you can hop into the lobby. The rest of the club will just be filled with AI players, and your opponents will have AI players as well. Now the truth about that, very little people like playing with AI. Having one AI on the ice almost completely ruins the experience in my opinion. So say you don't want to play club with AI, you can actually hop into something called a drop-in, which is completely unorganized. You're just playing with random players that are also playing in drop-in. In general, you would think that this would be a pretty good system, but the issue is no one takes it seriously. There is absolutely zero reason to want to win a drop-in game. You'll have defenders playing offense the whole time, you'll have goalies running out of the net, body checking people. It is just absolute mayhem pretty much every single game you hop in. Another issue is the player base size. So unfortunately, EANHL is a very small series in the grand scheme of things. When you hop into a drop-in, you're selecting if you want to play forward, defense, or goalie. The issue is that splits up the entire community. Oftentimes you'll hop into a drop-in and you won't be able to fill the entire lobby with defense because so many people just want to play forward, hop up, and score goals. I'm not saying that that's a good thing or a bad thing or even a fact, but that's just what I've noticed in my experience, and that also results in more AI, which I just mentioned was an issue earlier. Another issue with EASHL is the ease of getting into it. So the first point that I made was you need to find friends that also have this game. There are so many people out there that purchase the game, they don't know anyone that owns the game, they don't have any friends that own the game, and how are they expected to hop in and play EASHL? I'm not saying that this represents me, but there are people out there that this affects, and let's say their first ever experience in the NHL video game is hopping into a drop-in game that is filled with AI or that is with defenders that don't want to play defense or goalies that don't try. Just imagine that being your first ever experience. The final thing I want to touch on before we move into the next section is the ranking system. So there are leaderboards for club and for your individual skaters. You can see how you rank up against other people in the world. They also have an individual player progression system from 1 to 50 with 3 different prestiges, and you can rank up your player as you go. One key thing to mention though is that this progression system is absolutely zero based on your skill. It doesn't matter if you win or lose every game. If you play a lot of games, you will rank up to the top point. I think they've done a cool thing with allowing you to unlock customizations as you go. For example, you'll be able to customize color of your tape, you'll be able to get new gear, stuff like that. That's a great idea. But before we get too far into my problems with it, let's go ahead and move on into section 2. Where EA went wrong. I truly believe the ranking system is the biggest issue with EASHL and will cause this game mode to fall. Right now there is nothing to promote competitive team-based gameplay in EASHL drop-ins especially, but also partially in club. Since the player progression system that is visually shown to other players in the game is 100% based on your time played, no one really cares about it. For example, you could hop into a drop-in game and there is a 3rd prestige level 50 on this team and a level 5 on this team, team, and for all we know, the level 5 could be better than the 3rd prestige. And right now, solely talking about drop-in games, there's absolutely zero incentive to win the game. Regardless of if you win or lose, you know you will be ranking up in some capacity. What this promotes is kind of a Call of Duty experience. They have all these different game modes where you play the objective, but there's zero reason to play them. So people will hop into domination where you need to capture 3 flags and simply just go out and kill everyone instead of going for the win. And I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking, well, they have these leaderboards, you know, you can see your individual skater stats, you can see where you rank amongst other people, there's top 100, there's top 1000, there's whatever. But to me, leaderboards mean pretty much nothing. The only way you're ever gonna see someone's rank is if you actually go into the leaderboard section, search up their club, search up their name, whatever you have to do to find them, which is difficult enough in itself. Also, when you do find them, it's like they're ranked 6,554. Well, that's great. What does that actually mean? To me, seeing that number means nothing. Also, the leaderboards aren't even skill-based either. It's pretty much just based on your amount of time played. So let's say I play 100 games in a week, which is a large amount of games. I will have absolutely no chance of being a higher rank than someone that played 500, 1,000 games. So even though if I win every single one of my 100 games, that person with 1,000 games played will be higher ranked. The final point I want to make before I move on to my solutions is just how bad this experience is for a new player. Obviously, I'm in a different position. I can always find friends and different users to play with me because of my YouTube channel, but not everyone is like that. It would be so difficult for a new person to find a consistent ESHL club to play on, and when they go to play drop-in games where you can find and meet new people, it is just going to be a terrible experience almost every time. So that's enough of my issues. This video is getting long already. Let's go ahead and move on into the big stuff, my solutions. Into my solution, how can we fix the current issues of ESHL? I actually don't think it's as hard as you would think. The first step for me would be to make a brand new either game mode or playlist within ESHL that I would like to call EASHL Ranked. Now don't get me confused here, I think they should keep the traditional club system in some way, but we need a more competitive drop-in style game mode. To keep this somewhat simple, I'm only going to be focusing on ESHL 3s here today because that's personally my favorite game mode and that is where I would see this best fitting in. But you gotta imagine this could probably work in 3s and 6s. It would just take some adjusting, but for the simplicity and to shorten up the length of this video, we're just gonna be focusing on EASHL 3s. Before we get too far into ranked ESHL, I need you guys to forget every single thing you know about ESHL right now. This is just a complete 180. The first thing that you'll do is hop into the ranked playlist or game mode. From there, you'll have the option to either invite friends or just instantly hop into a game alone. You'll also be able to play with any combination of that. So say you only have 2 friends online, you want to play ESHL 3s that requires 4 people, you can hop into a lobby with your 2 friends, party up, and then search for 2 random teammates that will be joining you. This gets rid of that disconnect in new players for being able to find friends and play ranked games immediately, and you are just able to do that the instant you hop into ESHL. I want to be honest with you guys, a lot of these ideas are coming directly from a game called Rocket League. They have a system in place where you can play ranked either as a full team with random players or any combination in between. The next key component is the ranking system. Like I said before, right now we have a time played based ranking system. With this new system, it will entirely change the game and how people play. Instead of the traditional player progression system that we have now, I want to introduce the Rocket League style ranking system that is 100% skill based. If you win games, you rank up. If you lose games, you rank down. I'm going to put a graphic on the screen of the distribution of Rocket League rank. It starts with bronze 1 and ends with champion being the highest rank. Only 1% of the entire Rocket League population makes it into that top champion rank. Most of the people will end the season in the silver to gold range, right in the middle of the pack, so it averages out. You get to actually see yourself progressing and becoming better at the game as you go along. My good buddy ESHL goalie actually designed this years ago, which is crazy to me. Other people are having similar ideas. Just take a look at this. How beautiful does this look? You hop into a lobby, you can see exactly what people's ranks are, you can see how good they are at the game. This is just one of many ways that they could set this up, but just look at how aesthetically pleasing it is. It is so nice to look at. I know it doesn't seem like much, this little badge that shows you how good you are at the game, but I promise you, for whatever reason, people really latch onto this thing. I myself don't really care about Rocket League, but when me and my friends play and we see that little badge, we are striving to get better and trying to win every single game because of it. What this also does is it puts everyone on a similar playing field of wanting to win the games. Right now, like I said, ESHL drop-ins mean absolutely nothing. Now you have people in a party that are teammates, you have randoms all together working towards one common goal of ranking up, and every single game is very important because you don't know if that's going to be the tipping point to push you into that next rank. Not only that, but the way the matchmaking system would work is it places you with people of similar skill levels. So every time you hop into a game, you know you're going to be playing someone that is equally as good as you. You're not going to be playing scrubs that are just level 1, just getting into the game, and it also makes it better for them because they're going to be playing people that are also new at the game. It just literally fixes everything. It makes the game more exciting, it adds some value to the games, and it gives a visual ranking of people so they know that they are progressing and getting better at the game. This also opens up endless possibilities about what you can do with those rankings. So let's say there's a 3-month season where you work to get to the highest rank possible and then it resets. Wherever you place, you'll be getting something to unlock for your ESHL characters. So I know this sounds crazy, but just keep an open mind with it. Just give me a gold helmet, give me camo gloves, I don't care, have some sick designs, give people something to work for in this game. It all depends on how good the stuff looks. Let's say that you finished champion one season, the highest rank, less than 1% of the players in the game have this, you unlock these bright purple gloves that only champions get. Then when you hop into ESHL games, you know if you see someone with those purple gloves, they are absolutely a monster and they are insane at this game. Let's say you finish bronze, silver, gold, you get a bronze helmet, silver or gold helmet depending on where you finish. It just differentiates people and people will be able to visually see what your skill level is at this game. EA actually had this back in NHL 10 if you guys don't remember. I personally loved it. I thought it added a unique twist. There was camo equipment, there was gold helmets, it was all sorts of craziness. So sorry, I went on a bit of a tangent there, but let's bring it back in. The final thing I want to discuss is how the actual gameplay will be. So again, I'm only talking for ESHL 3s. I think we could implement this into 6s, but it will take some adjusting. For ESHL 3s, I say you just search as either skater or goalie. Those are the only two options. When you're playing 3s, defenders are constantly rotating, people are in different positions. Why should we be limited to playing defense and offense? I think if you toss 3 random players into a game and put it on them to figure out who's playing defense and making sure someone's back at all time, that will promote some more exciting, intense, and competitive gameplay. And you don't have to have that big player split that I was talking about at the beginning of this video where most people want to play forwards. We're lacking defense and goalies. If you just push everyone into one skaters pool, I think that makes everything easier. You get one skater rank and you get one goalie rank, all working on this Rocket League based ranking system. So just to sum everything up, ESHL Ranked, a new game mode or playlist in ESHL. You hop in, play with your friends, play with the full team, play with random players, play with any combination in between. The ranking system is not only skill based but also visual. You can see the ranks when you walk into a lobby. Also, it is 100% skill based. You win games, you rank up, you lose games, you rank down. Before you hop into a game, you'll have the option of either goalie or skater. You'll have one rank for goalie, one rank for skater. Also, there will not be positions in ESHL 3s. You skate around, you figure out what works best for your team. And finally, at the end of every season, which would be 3 to 4 months in length, you're going to get some rewards based off the rank that you finish. Again, that being crazy gloves, helmets, whatever the case. I want to see some cool designs, I want to see some good rewards, and I want exclusive stuff that you can only get for finishing at certain ranks. Holy, this has been an absolute rant, and I am glad that I can get all this out. Let's move into the final section that is the result of this and how it will improve the game. Moving into what we get from this, what are the results? The first thing that I think we get is a truly competitive in-game scene for ESHL, both team-based and alone as an individual. Secondly, I think we get players that are going to take this game seriously, both in offense and defense. Even if they don't want to play defense, they will be trying their absolute hardest to win the game, to play solid positionally, and to work their way up the ranks. The third thing is a sense of accomplishment when playing this game. Right now, you just rank up 1 through 50. It doesn't mean anything whatsoever. When you play with this new system, you will know that you are working your way up the ranks to the highest rank possible, and it is because you are good at the game, not because you have played a ton of games. The final thing, and probably the most important in my opinion, is promoting a social, interactive community within NHL. People will be playing with each other. You'll be able to party up with people after you play with them. It will build community that way and bring people together. And I think for EA, it even has its own benefit of selling more games. People are going to want to get their friends involved. People are going to say, hey, buddy, you need to buy this game so we can play this game mode together. I think this is what we've been missing from NHL. I think they put so much of their focus on HUT and the microtransactions that they forgot about the most important part of gaming, which is community. That's why we see games like PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds that aren't even in itself great games taking off because you play as a team, you grow as a team, you get your friends involved, and that is exactly what this game mode would do. Oh my goodness, this ended up taking a lot longer than I thought, but I'm glad I got all my thoughts out there. I want to thank you guys for sticking around to the very end. If you agreed with any of the stuff I mentioned or you want to see this new game mode, be sure to toss this video a like. Also, tweet it to EA. Let's get the word out. Let's show them how we feel about this. Also, these are just a few of my ideas. I want to hear what you guys have to say as well. Be sure to toss a comment down below. Give me some feedback on this idea. Let me know what you think is currently wrong with ESHL, and we will try to make a difference. Alright, I think that about does it. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and we will talk to you next time. Peace!